Interest rates, when you're talking about how inventory is coming down, how to get through a multiple offer situation, how to get the seller to pay your closing costs. Got some listings real fast here, Bruce. I've got a renovated lakefront home in Deltona, 2,000 square feet with a pool, 450,000. Most other homes like this are priced around 480,
It's got a
490.
pretty good size lot too on it.
It's got a 3rd-acre lot.
Yep.
And then you are waterfront. That's a fishing lake, not a ski lake. I've got Zellwood Station. Love this neighborhood. Love the way it's run. Gated community. Manufactured homes, but 110,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square feet. And this is in the pet section. Some of that neighborhood does not allow pets. This one does. 2-car carport.
So that property is that, I think that is a co-op.
Yeah.
I'm
so
not
there's
mistaken, right?
different loaning, but different lending. So
there's
you can do
financing available for that, folks. Believe me. And most lenders do not do it. I can help you with the financing.
And then I've got a custom home in Mount Dora for $648,888. 3,000 square feet, double master bedrooms, everything out. You got a view of a green belt behind you, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths with a pool. The pool patio's got enough screen room. That's where there's room for a pickleball court on the backside of the pool. Beautiful pool, nice tile, high ceilings. This was custom built. You walk into most of the big homes today, Bruce, they're 3,000 square feet. They're 2 stories. You got a square kitchen. You might have a 1 bedroom on the first floor. The rest of it's all upstairs. There's a loft for the kids. This is a custom executive style home for $649,000 in the Country Club of Mount Dora. And then I've got a builder's own home in Oviedo. It's near and dear to my heart. It's where I grew up. I remember riding my bike down to the center of town there. 875,000, 3,800 square feet
big house
with an in-law apartment, travertine floors on the first floor, and then a master bedroom on the first. Upstairs, another master. In-law suite it's not just one big open studio.
Where's that one, Oviedo?
That's Oviedo, downtown, no HOA. Homes are getting leveled. They're building these homes in this area. The whole downtown
that I want to
whole downtown is being renovated and redone with just great growth in that area.
That one's how much for what?
875. 407-352-8118. We'd love to help you with your next move or making a real estate plan. Call Loveland Properties or go to cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, get your mortgage started. If you're not going to pay cash,
that's the biggest part. Actually, I got to get an application going on. What do we need? I'm going to talk to you now. I'm buying a rental.
Yep.
DSCRs. What do you need?
First of all, my phone number is 407-250-9144 or go to webringyouhome.com. So it depends on the individual. So a DSCR, you could be self-employed or you could be a W-2 wage earner. You could be retired. You could be anything. We don't need tax returns. I don't need pay stubs. I don't need any income verification because the income that's used is the income that the house produces in rent. So these are only for investment properties. DSCRs are not for a primary residence, not for a second home, not for a beach condo for you to use on the weekends. These are for investment properties. So they produce rent. The rent that it produces is the income that I use. Now we're generally looking for a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you produce $3,500 a month in rent and your payment's $3,500, that's the only income we need.
Yep.
We need bank statements, photo ID. I'm going to document any other properties you own so I know that they're all insured and I know how much the taxes of them are, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. I just have to document them.
Okay.
I need for income, nothing. I need you to put
how many months bank statements?
2 months bank statements.
Okay.
2 months bank statements, yeah. Or you could do a bank statement loan and you need 12 months, but a DSCR for investors is
so simple.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. If you are self-employed and you want a conventional loan for an investment property, even owner occupied, it will drive you crazy. And I'm just telling you because I'm just the voice here. Okay. I'm just telling you that Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, VA, FHA have not made it easy for people like you and I. They're not designed for self-employed people. You got to have profit and loss. You have to have balance sheets. You have to have all your taxes up to date. You got to provide your tax returns. They're going to all be analyzed. You've got to document the crud out of it. And I even have business people who go, oh, I'm highly organized. I have all that stuff and everything. And I'm like, great, then let's get a conventional loan. By the time we're done, the conventional loan generally is not that far apart from a DSCR.
Feels like you were fed through a wood chipper.
Yep.
And really then now and that 1-to-1 ratio, 3,500 rent, 3,500 payment, that's usually in this market, depending on where rents are at, That in this market, that's about 20 something percent down, like 20, 22. Now,
25 generally. I look at a DSCR. I generally look, if you have a
but the
really
rates get
good
better, right?
property, and it all depends on the rent. Like I can do 20% down on a DSCR, but I want my client to be prepared if they need more to get more.
And the rate is better if you do, let's say 30% down, right?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
then and I can reduce the rent factor too.
Yep.
There's all kinds of different ways we can do it. But I'm telling you, my DSCR for investors, you'd be crazy not to do it. And I'm not a broker. I'm not brokering
Yeah.
these things out. I guarantee you go to 90% of these other lenders, they're brokering it. I'm not brokering it. It's
Yep.
all done in-house.
We'll get your little picture on my statement every month when it comes in the
That's
mailbox.
right. You get my picture
Yep.
on your statement. That's right. 407-250-9144. Get your application made here. Maybe you're self-employed and you've written off a lot of stuff. Then I got a great bank statement. Maybe you have a home and you'd like to sell it, but you don't want to sell it before you buy the new one. I got a great bridge product. My bridge product beats anyone on the market. It's buy now, sell later. I will even buy your home from you if it doesn't sell within 6 months.
And that's what I want. That was my next one of the topics at the top of the show. I wanted to mention buying then selling. And most people, I think in this market, being a little softer, you want to get under contract and then go find your dream home.
Yes.
Now we're looking for that dream home before you. I got some people even
You're
looking.
still shopping.
Yeah, we're shopping beforehand. And I had a little lady selling her big McMansion. I got multiple offers on it. I had 30 people look at it in 4 days. And it was funny because even when I told the realtors I had multiple offers, some of them turtled, never heard from them again. A couple of them raised their offer. When I told them, I said, if it was my buyer, make it full price or better. And only one of them did that. And they still didn't beat the guy I had that had written a good offer. The realtor was just smarter and the buyer was just more educated as to what it was. But anyway, that most people in this market, that lady right there knew where she wanted to go. She wasn't that picky. She had 3 or 4 to look at. And so when we got the contract, she ran out, she picked one, got it. And it's contingent on
But
her
not
home closing.
everybody's that easy.
And
We see this, you and I do, and we can't dismiss the fact that it can be a little nerve-wracking when you're trying to buy and sell at the same time. But that's why you hire professionals like Cleve and I to help walk you through it. I was dealing with a client just yesterday that they're very concerned about selling before they buy. They're like, what if I got a buyer for my house and I can't find the one I want and I got to get the kids into school and blah, blah, blah.
I only had that happen during COVID, where somebody had to go into an Airbnb for a little bit when there was multiple offers and there wasn't a lot of inventory. Inventory was really low. We set the closing date out. And let's say you pick average closing, if somebody's getting a mortgage, about 6 weeks. So that buyer's got a couple weeks to shop, a couple weeks to write a contract. And you don't want to move twice. You don't want to go into a rental, then come back out. And I had one that we couldn't find what they wanted. And the buyer did their inspection, sent us over some demands. And we said, okay, we agree. Those things are broken. We'll give you a little credit for that, but we're not finding what we want. We need to extend closing 2 weeks. And they were like, sure. So everything's negotiable. And you want to make sure you got the right agent negotiating for you. Somebody, a tough negotiator like me, certified negotiation expert, and a good real estate planner. 407-352-8118. I can help you decide whether to sell your house first and then go buy, or go buy your dream home and then put yours on the market.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for a mortgage, you want to buy your first home, I got all kinds of first time home buyer programs. You're looking for a move up. Maybe you want to buy a beach condo. Maybe you want to buy a luxury home. I got a lot of clients looking in the million plus price point right now. I've got amazing jumbo loans as well. I also have portfolio loans that don't have to go by jumbo guidelines. They're more in line with conventional guidelines, not jumbo. Jumbo can tend to be a little bit more restrictive. So I've got programs for you like that. I've got investor programs like we talked about, our DSCRs and bank statement programs. Anything you need, I've got it right here. And I'm telling you, everything's done in-house. And we start off with a soft credit pull. You don't have to have your credit pulled hard. We don't even do that until you're ready to make an offer on a house. 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. I want y'all to do me a favor. I'd like you to do me a favor and follow me on Facebook, Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. And I'd also like to ask that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. That's Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger YouTube. It would help me. It helps me get to a certain point where I can then start really being monetized on some of the things that I'm putting out there right now. Also, if you're looking to buy a home and you subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Facebook, then you know what's going on trends because I keep you up to date almost daily. Rates are going up, rates are coming down. This is what's happening. These are the trends. Don't you want that information to be at a fingertip? Because I can't call 500 people that I've got in my pipeline to tell them what rates are doing on a daily basis. They go and they see my social media and they know exactly what's happening. Then they can call me up and go, hey, should I lock today? Yes, let's lock today. That's what you do. And that's what the services that I provide for clients. So it's really helpful if you go and follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube
And
channel.
let's talk about that jumbo market for
Let's
a
do.
while, up over 800,000 loan amount.
Yeah, like 850.
And that's what, what's funny, Bruce, is those homes, they're selling just as fast as the ones for 350.
Sometimes faster.
And
multiple
and that's
offers.
that seller on their third or fourth home, very good income, very smart about this, been through the slowdowns, kind of say, okay, when rates are 8%, yeah, bad time. I'm not going to sell my house yet. I still got that 3% mortgage. As the economy improves, as their stock market, as the portfolios improve, and they look at these things, they go, all right, let's get it done. And they don't waste time.
No.
And that's what's funny, because those houses selling, just, it's funny. I see
agree.
those selling just as fast as the starter, the median price home, around 390. So very
Well,
important.
I think education also can happen when you've seen a lot of homes. So what I see is if you got a buyer, and the conventional wisdom is, why would I ever want to buy the first house I see? Isn't it interesting that oftentimes the first house they see ends up being the
Well,
best
depending on
house
how you
too?
set up the showings. Yeah. If you gave a realtor a wants list and a needs list and must-haves and wishes, and we got your price range from you, they
You're
talk
right.
to you, you know
Yep.
where they're at. They're going to do 10% down on a jumbo.
You shouldn't be wasting their time on properties that don't
Exactly.
interest.
And it's funny because and especially with them selling faster, you show them 5 one week and they go, all right, let's go out next weekend. And like, what about that one over on Oak Street? Oh, that's sold. So that's what the education's about. So making a real estate
But
plan
it's
is very
interesting
important.
because they negotiate differently after they've lost one or two as well.
Yeah.
So they tend to go, oh,
Yep.
maybe the realtor wasn't just trying to talk me into signing a contract. Maybe they were right, because you keep losing them and you start to get a little bit
And
more
you know what I
serious
do when
about
I get
your
an offer from a realtor, Bruce, on one of my listings? I call them and I just say, tell me about your buyer, and I shut up. They literally talk themselves out of thousands of dollars. Because the first thing my seller says, they're listed for
It's called the
500.
black swan.
Yeah, they're listed for 500 and the offer's 450. And I call them and I get all this information. I'm like, this is a buyer. They're going to end up being a buyer. And I got the pre-qual letter and all that. And the first thing is, I'm not taking 450. I'm like, I know that. We're going to counter offer. We're going to sell for 490 something. I can tell them that from the activity. Now, if we're only getting one person a week, we might sell for 485. But that's what's important about having a good realtor helping you.
Yep. Give out your number. We got to wrap it up. We're closing up this session for the weekend, and you can reach the Lone Ranger now at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. Cleve, Loveland, how do they reach you?
407-352-8118. If you want to make a real estate plan with Loveland Properties, or go to cleveloveland.com. Have a great weekend.
Yep.